Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express, the important news and editorial that will be relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 17th of April. The first important news, that is G7 to work for carbon-free electricity by 2035. This is a commitment that is coming from the G7 members. We'll see the detail. Second, PSB set target for selling government insurance scheme. Third, Centre approved proposal for Sabrimala Greenfield project. Second last, that is on democratizing the tiger conservation. This is from the text and context page of the Hindu. And the last is an editorial going national. This is all about the recognitions for the national party and an opinion that has been shared by S.Y. Qureshi, who is the former Chief Election Commissioner. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do press a like button. And if you're preparing for prelims test series is something which you should definitely practice. Mock test and all other sectional tests will give you strengthen and even improve the part of the preparation, giving you the conceptual clarity of a given topic. So we at Apti Plus provide you 60 high quality tests, which include 6,000 plus questions. Along with the test series, you will be also provided with a 12-month IS Guest Rate subscription. This is a must read for the current affairs. This test series is available both online and offline. Do check out the description section of this video where I provided a dedicated link to find more details and register and purchase this course. Now starting the session with the first news, that is G7s to work for carbon-free electricity by 2035. Something important for General Studies Paper 2, that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India and affecting India's interest. So recently there was a meeting by member group called G7, right? So towards a progressive efforts for carbon-free electricity by 2035, the energy and environment ministers of G7 group has come together and discussed that how the clean energy and energy which is sustainable in nature can be promoted in a longer run, right? So they work towards how the shift towards cleaner renewable energy can be something which all the member country can vouch for. Now, official issued 36 page of the communications laying their commitment ahead of G7 summit, which is scheduled to be held at Hiroshima in May 2023. Right? The participants also agreed to accelerate the part of solar and wind investment to produce 1,000 gigawatt by 2030. So when it comes to sustainable and clean energy, definitely the only way out is solar and wind energy. Now G7 nations together account for 40% of the world economic activity and the quarter of global carbon emissions. Now, one thing that become important is about the member of G7 grouping. So the member country include Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United Kingdom, and United States of America. Now, Japan will be leading the part of the basically G7 meeting, which is scheduled there only. So Japan won the endorsement for the following G7 countries and its own national strategy emphasizing so-called the clean coal, hydrogen, nuclear energy, and help to ensure the energy security. Definitely, along with the G7 members, Japan will have to play a commendable role and their role will be invincible in nature. Now, the leaders have reiterated that there is urgent need for reductions of carbon emissions and predominantly decarbonize the power sector. If you see the commitment by other COP meeting which was recently held, if you talk about the COP26, right, and even the COP27, which was held at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, the commitment was even there to reduce the carbon emissions. So जितनी भी कोप्स की मीटिंग हुई है, कार्बन इमिशन इज डेफिनेटली द प्राइम फोकस एरिया. Now, Japan relies upon the coal for nearly one third of its power generations, right? It's not only India. We are more dependent, but even the country like Japan are dependent. Promoting the use, definitely they're looking for where the clean coal and the use of technology can help to reduce the carbon emissions and produce hydrogen, which produce only water when used as a fuel. So they are also looking for alternative forms of energy. Even in India, we are more looking towards the hydrogen fuel and hydrogen energy. Definitely many other countries are putting their impetus on that direction. Now, India's participation's commitment की अगर बात करें, India's environment minister was also participated in the summit, and he was invited as a guest in the context of the presidency of the G20. India, which is the current chair of the G20 and will continue to hold the G20 chair till November 2023. So this is a time definitely where India need to come up at the right forum to discuss many important issues. Now, the United Nations Conference of Party, which was there at Glasgow, I'm talking about COP26, right? This is COP26, where India has objected into the language of agreement to phase out instead of phase down of the coal. Now, COP26 meeting, which was held at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, India has pushed for the proposal to phase out the fossil fuel sources, including the coal and gases. Right? India also had made commitment with its Panchamrit initiative. I think I've discussed a lot many times about the Panchamrit. If you don't know, do check it out. That is a very important. India and China are significantly dependent on the coal for electricity, where several other countries, including the part of United States, Japan, Canada, Europe, are reliant on the gas reserve. Now, accelerating the solar and wind energy investment. When we talk about clean energy, right? Something when it is associated with clean energy, the part of solar and wind energy is inevitable. And to make this success, a part of investment and finance is also something mandatorily required. So the participant of G7 countries have also agreed to accelerate the solar and wind energy, producing 1000 gigawatt by 2030 from the solar power and 150 from the wind power in the offshore platforms. These are the target that has been set. And even you can use this point in the mains examination. This will be relevant there. Now, this would be in the line of the recent report that was by the IPCC, that is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, that repeat the need to ensure the global temperature should not increase more than 1 degree Celsius of the pre-industrial level at the end of the century. Now, moving to the other news, that is PSB set target for selling government insurance scheme. Something relevant for general studies paper 2, that is welfare schemes for the vulnerable section of the population by the center and the state. So the public sector bank have set a target for the sale of a flagship government scheme, and two important scheme is very important that you should take a note of. And even for the prelims and many other government examination, there will be a direct question. The first scheme is Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, and the other is Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. These two schemes are very, very important scheme. Even government focuses upon this scheme, right? So PSB this time has been told to promote this scheme and even call for a lot more enrollment that can help the poor people. The Ministry of Finance has told the banks to encourage the customers to buy these policies for a multi-year rather than for renewing every year, right? It should be continued for long so that the benefits can be availed for them. Beside this, they will be also setting the target for other financial inclusion scheme, which is Mudra Yojana and Stand Up India scheme. Now, beneficiaries के अगर data की बात करें, there are about 8.3 crore beneficiaries under the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and 2.93 under Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana as of now. Now, since the launch of this scheme in 2015, 15.99 crore enrollment took place, and this is for 3378 for PMSBY, right, as of 2023. These are the current data. Although the data is not relevant, but for you it is important to know the trend. If you will be appearing for the personality test, there might be a question which will ask you like what is the trend going with the government schemes. And in the recent time, there has been revision in both the scheme, revision in terms of the rates that an individual will be paying. So there's a detailed comparison about these two schemes, that is Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and the other is Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. So for Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Bima Yojana, the earlier premium that used to be paid on an annual basis was 330 rupees. Now this has been increased to 436 and total active subscriber is 6.4 and the target is to increase the cover by 15 crore, right? Now the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, the premium here is 12. Now this has been increased to 20. The total active subscriber is 22 crore, right? And the target is to increase it to 37 crore, right? So this is the numbers that government is targeting with, and the revision was being undertaken because of the long standing adverse claim which was there for the scheme, and definitely the increase in the amount or the premium will call for a benefits that will help out for the economically and weaker section people. Now coverage under the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, क्या benefits हैं that will be availed. So under this, a life insurance cover of 2 lakh rupees will be provided, and in case of death due to any reason to the people age group between 18 to 50 having a bank or a postal account will have a consent to join the auto debit for the premium, right? This is for the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. And if you see the part of the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, the eligibility criteria is for 18 to 70, right? And the scheme offer insurance cover to 2 lakh for accidental death and total permanent disability के तौर पे अगर किसी को होती है, then there will be 1 lakh rupees as a partial permanent disability will be given, right? And again, with the bank of the postal account, will we have consent to join the enable auto debit premium. So these are the benefits that can be availed through the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. For UPSC prelims examination, these type of government scheme will be very much relevant. Now, Center approved proposal for Sabrimala Greenfield Airport, something relevant for General Studies Paper 3. That is infrastructure, energy, ports, road, airport, railways, etc. This is also important for General Studies Paper 2, where the topic is mentioned that government policies and intervention. So this news is important for both the topics. Now, Union Minister for Civil Aviation has recently approved a plan where the plan was to establish a greenfield project at Sabrimala Greenfield, which is there in the Kottayam district in Kerala, right? Now, this will be located on the way to Sabrimala temple, which is one of the India's holiest shrine. The approval was granted after reviewing the economical feasibility, and even the report was presented to the Kerala government. That was actually presented by the Kerala government, and after studying with all the technicalities and the part of the environment assessment, and then only the final approval was there from the Union Civil Aviation Ministry. Now, map work is important in this context. So if you see the part of the Kottayam, this is the Kottayam, and this is the entire region of the Kerala. So there can be a question about the feasibility and even in mains examination, how this will impact for the part of the climate. But even the consultation was made, I personally feel that there would not be any problem that is coming out in terms of the environment clearances. Now, scrutiny procedures की अगर बात करें, the project has passed the significant technical milestone, and at present, the social impact assessment, apart from the environmental impact assessment, the other part that is taken care is the social impact assessment for a project at final stage, while the environment impact assessment is near the completion part. So these two will be further getting clearance, then only the execution will start. Now, about the airport, the Sabrimala temple is situated at the Western Ghat in the Kerala, right, in the part of the Pathimitha district. The proposed airport will have 3.5 kilometer long runway with an adequate width that will enable the operations of the aircraft. Upon the completion of the land acquisition, the detailed project report, this is known as DPR formulate की जाएगी, and even part of the constitutional for the special purpose vehicle will be there. So SPV mode पे this will be executed, right? And all year part of the requisition has been received, and it will take another 3 to 4 years to construct the airport. So it's a greenfield project starting from scratch, and it's a long runway of 3.5 kilometers. Definitely it will take 3 to 4 years. The airport after its operation is expected to cater 19.69 lakh passengers, and this will grow to 32.9 in 2035 and 64.2 in 2052. Now, moving to the other news on democratizing the part of the tiger conservation, something important for General Studies paper 3 under the subtopic of General Studies, that is conservation, environmental pollutions, degradations, and EIA. This is from the text and context page of the Hindu. Now, recently there was a 5th cycle of the tiger census that was presented by the Prime Minister during the 50th year of Tiger Project, a very important project that has even shown improvement and positive aspects for the overall program, right? As per the current census, the number of tiger has increased to 3167 in 2022. So every 4 year, the census is presented. Now there is a 6.7 higher than the previous estimate for 2018. अगर बात करें 2018 के comparison से, तो टाइगर की जो total population है उसमें 6.7% की growth देखी गई. Now much of the success of the wildlife conservation in India has been attributed to the Wildlife Protection Act, which was enacted 50 years ago. So 50 years ago this was formulated, and the Project Tiger was able to hold the tiger populations, which is the geographical region that existed since its inception. You can expect a question even in mains examination, because timeline is very important. 50-year completion is almost a part which will be definitely relevant for both prelims and mains examination. Now there has been decline in the tiger population in the specific states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Eastern Ghat, and the northeastern forest. This is a report from the 5th tiger census. Now, significance of tiger conservation की अगर बात करें, definitely tiger was considered as an umbrella species. Now, these points will be relevant for prelims, specifically for the environment section, right? So, it's umbrella species. Saving tiger means saving the entire ecosystem, and tiger in India occur in a wide range of habitat. चाहे वो evergreen forest की बात की जाए, from Western Ghat to the Tarai grassland, from the Himalayan foothills to the tropical dry forest in Rajasthan, mangrove and Sundarban. So this is an animal which reside in most of the habitats that is found. And given the inherent differences of such habitat, it is inevitable to note that all of them supports the similar densities of the tiger. Now, decentralizing conservations की बात की गई है. So conservation in India depends entirely on the network of protected areas. So there's a concept of protected areas, and there is a exclusive conservation model which suffer from the Sarkar complex. See, there's a definitely issues that is coming out of the governance when it comes to both the central government and the state government, right? So this is ironic because the innate tolerance of Indian for the wildlife is generally credited with the success of conservation, right? And state government definitely play a very important role in this. The Wildlife Protection Act is a restrictive law, and it describes the great detail that what to do and what not to do. So the procedure has been listed out, and there's no policy framework for incentives of the ordinary citizen which will aid for the conservation. Definitely an individual can also contribute substantially, but we as a positive gestures, we can even help out the environment and the animal wildlife by not harming them, and even helping out in a way where the environment friendly approach is there. So in a countries, the natural land owned and managed by individual communities, farmers, ranchers, and corporate charities and government can help. So if anyone is not finding out way, definitely charity or the part of the donation can help to give the part of the improvement to the national parks. Although government is already funding, there's a fund that is coming from the state government also, but we as an individual can also contribute to improve the part of the lifestyle for the tigers and other important animals. Now, need of the hour, there's a need to have a framework which will definitely allow the local communities, citizen, non-governmental organization to do the business and participate in the meaningful conservation, right? And such area can be co-managed by an inclusive approach, provides economic benefits for the local communities. Now, moving to the editorial of the day, going national. This is an important news for your General Studies paper 2, that is the government important aspects of governance, transparency, accountability, and e-governance, right? So this is written by former Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi and given a part of the insight that what is going in the part of the national and how a democratic country should have the recognitions to the national party with all its criteria fulfilled. So the theme and the focus of this editorial is definitely the recognitions of the national political party. We'll see the background why we are discussing this news, revoking the status for some state party with then their non-performance, criteria for national party, recognitions of a national party and advantages of being a national party. Now, if you look into the background, and recently also I made a discussion with a new initiative in the News in Focus, how a party is recognized. So recently इलेक्शन कमीशंस ने अपने रिवाइज्ड लिस्ट में रिकॉग्नाइज्ड पार्टी ऑफ जो नेशनल पार्टीज हैं और जो स्टेट पार्टीज हैं उनके लिस्ट रिलीज की है एंड इन दैट आम आदमी पार्टी दैट इज आप पार्टी has become a national party, right? And even a major boost, this is before 2024, this will be a major move because in a democracy, healthy competition is always required. Now, apart from this, we have a party called Trinamool Congress, National Congress Party and the Communist Party, which has actually lost their status, right? So this is something which is not very good news. If we have a good number of parties, then basically the recognitions and even the part of the competition is at the level. So जहाँ पे आम आदमी पार्टी को नेशनल पार्टी का स्टेटस मिला वहीं पे तीन पार्टीज की जो स्टेटस है वो बेसिकली नेशनल स्टेटस से डिटोरेट हुई है. Now the country has only 6 party as of now. After these 3 party has been removed from the status, now only party left is the BJP, Congress, Bahujan Samaj Party and the National People Party and the AAP. So there are only 6 party as of now that has a national party status. Now apart from the national party status abrogation or revoking, कुछ और ऐसे states party हैं जिनकी state party के status को भी cancel किया गया, right? You can just pause this video and you could read out the content. That is Rashtriya Lok Dal, Bharat Rashtriya Samiti, Democratic People Democratic Alliance. There's other part that is there from the Pitli Malke Kachi, Puducherry, Revolutionary Socialist Party and Mizoram People Conference. So these party are no more a state party. Now, what is the criteria to become a national party, right? From here, a direct question can be expected from the prelims examination. So to become a national party, there's certain criteria which is there in the Representation of the People Act also. And even the Election Commission has come up with the detail. It is to secure 6% of the valid vote in 4 states, right? Or more, in any 4 or more states at Lok Sabha elections or to the state legislative assembly. So this is one criteria. Second criteria that apart from voters secure mentioned above, it must get 4 Lok Sabha seat in any of the states. Or iske alawa, it should have won 2% of the seat in Lok Sabha and these members are elected from the 3 distinct states. Now the party gained recognitions as the state party in 4 states. Agar ye sari criteria fulfill hoti hai, then only the party is eligible to become a national party, right? So these are the minimum criteria that has to be fulfilled. Now recognitions of national party की अगर बात करें, the process of recognitions and deorganization is stipulated in the election symbol, जो कि एक order है, election symbol reservation and allotment order 1968, which lays down the criteria for a national party. And these specific stipulation also find the concurrence with the Election Commission political parties of its symbol, which is 2019 handbook. और जो इसी के डिसीजन होती है that got review with all poll performances from 2014, 19 in the Lok Sabha and 21 state assemblies, then only a recognition is possible. So there's a due process and procedure that has to be followed. Now a party may gain or lose the national status or the state party status from time to time depending upon the fulfillment of condition. It is not something that once you have given the status of national party or a state party that will continue for lifetime. No, it's not like that. This will change over the time depending upon your performances. Now, what is the advantage of being a national party? Why people basically choose to become a national party? एक democratic country में क्या क्या advantages मिल सकती हैं national party को? What is the thing that actually they are availing? So election symbol of the party will remain unchanged across the India. This is one benefit. And the national party get free broadcast and telecast in Akashvani and Doordarshan during the general elections. National party have a maximum of 40 star campaigner. 40 star campaigner को बुला सकते हैं, and even the party do not need to have accounts for that, maintaining the account of that party. Now, the recognition state or national party need only one proposer to file the nominations, and even they get 2 sets of electoral roll free of cost during the time of the revision of the rolls. And more importantly, ये parties जो हैं इनको privilege होती है जहाँ पे election commission के साथ before commencing the part of the dates, a pre-consultation is made with all the political parties where only national parties and state parties are brought in, or setting of the rules and regulations may be उनके say होती है. Additionally, जो top slots होती हैं EVM में, in EVM machines there are slots which is given with party symbols. So the top slots are reserved for the national party. So these are the criteria and the advantages that is given to a national party in a country. Now moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of Saturday questions. For first question, the correct option was B. For second question, the correct option was A. Today's MCQ for practice about the Doppler effect. There's a general science question which is also asked in the examination. So the first statement, it is a change of frequency in the wave about observer. It's named after the Australian physicist Christiana Doppler. So do check out for the correct option. Now the second question of the day is Tharu tribe. This is a question where UPSC has been focusing upon tribes and the part of art and culture. So it's an ethnic group indenizations to the Terai in the southern Nepal and the northern India. And this is recognized as an official national party by the government of India. So do check out for the correct option. Practicing a lot more question will give you an added advantages for the upcoming prelims examination. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.